Hello, Indranath sir. Hello, ma'am. How are you?
Yeah, I'm fine. I'm fine.
Nice to meet you.
Yeah, same for here. Ariful. Okay.
Hi, Ariful.
Hello, sir.
Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome all. Welcome all our panelists. So first of all, I like to welcome Dr. Sheila Singh Ghosh, Vice President, Corporate Relations, JIS Group and Registrar, JIS College of Engineering. Now, we are going to start our very important session, industry panel discussion. That is the best part of ICSTSD 2021. And starting from 28th October, for these 2 days, we are having different sessions on electronics and devices, computational science, environmental and art science, biological physics. Different views we have received in these 2 days about smart technologies for sustainable development from faculties, students, research scholars, foreign delegates. Now, we will have another angle from the industrialist. So now we like to get the different view from the industrialist. So now, first of all, myself, Dr. Trina Dottu, convener Institution Industry Cell, on behalf of JIS College of Engineering, Kolani, India, like to introduce industry panelists. Our first panelist, Mr. Rajendra Raut, Deputy General Manager, Belmar India Private Limited. It was formerly known as Gapcon Engineering Private Limited. By qualification, he is Bachelor in Mechanical Engineering and PGDBM in Industrial Management. He has 18 years of industrial experience and he has expertise of machine operation to machine manufacturing. Our panelist, Mr. Conan Chatterjee, he is also alumnus of 2005 of JIS College of Engineering. He is leader in IT, digital product, commercial marketing, serial entrepreneur, CEO at Awesome USA. He is Senior Director of Digital Products at GenMap, former CEO at Larnet, IndiaGiftItems.com, Microfund, MD at Across Infinity, including blogger, saucer, coach, speaker, guest lecturer, and he now stays at New Jersey, USA. Our panelist, Shoumik Basu, he is Enterprise Data Architect, Campari Group. He is also our alumnus of 2006. Shoumik Basu has an extensive knowledge in data domain. He has hands-on experience in data migration, data modeling, data warehouse, and data mart designing, business intelligence solution building, and data science model creation also. He led industries for their digital transformation journey. He also got recognized as UK Global Talent in Data and Analytics domain by UK Tech Nation. Now, he more focused on designing the strategy of an enterprise to be the data-driven organization. Our panelist, Mr. Ariful Islam Mondol, he is consulting practice partner of data analytics and artificial intelligence at Wipro UK. With over 17 years of global experience in the data science and consulting. He has implemented several as enterprise data-driven strategies, artificial intelligence, machine learning models, and digital transformation for Fortune 500, FTSE 100 companies in banking and finance, manufacturing, automobile, pharma and healthcare, oil and gas, telecommunication, retail, CPG, education, high-tech industries. In the past, he was heading the data analytics digital world of Finance House Group and was the director and global head of data and analytics at CRISIL Limited. He also held several global leadership positions at TCS and HSBC. Some of his past employers include Morgan Stanley and Market RX. Apart from his day job, been extensively working in the data science, talent, community development in collaboration with various Indian and international academic institutes, organizations, and forums. So welcome all of you. Now, I request our Sheila Madam to conduct the program.
Thank you, Trina. Thank you. And on behalf of the organizing committee of this today's conference on technologies for sustainable development, I welcome all the speakers, distinguished speakers, those who are going to be with me on this today's discussion. And I'm very, very happy, having a very diverse, panelists with me. And definitely a lot of questions are with us because under this new era, new world, we do have a lot of things, to know from each other, to share the experience of whatever we have experienced in person and from the industry also. So today I will request first our first panelist, Mr. Rajendra Raut. Sir, are you with us?
Yeah, I'm with you.
Okay, fine. So definitely I know him from earlier also I met with him. Yes, now it's okay. So sir, tell us something about, what sorts of, because yesterday I was talking in the inaugural session that, yeah, definitely we are thinking about the sustainability of the development, but, everything has been changed. So, the period of sustainability, the method of making the sustainability continuing. So different definitions are coming up nowadays. So what are you think as a student of an engineering or a management students, how they should look forward under this, devastating situation? From the industry point of view, I will request to deliver something from Mr. Raut.
Good afternoon, ma'am, and good afternoon to all the delegates. In my view, I think the pandemic has given us the opportunities for the smart technology. We have to go for the smart technology. For our industry also, we have implemented two things for the smart technology. One is that we have a lot of equipment supply across the India, also outside of India. So to monitor all this equipment is very difficult during this pandemic to go to each individual workstations. So what our company has developed a smart technology, that they have developed a smart hardware which will be installed in our machines. So that hardware we sit in our workstation, in home or in our office, and we can monitor all the data. And this data can be stored in some cloud, and sometime this data give us some error. So this error also like a message to the both user, also to us and to the user also. So this is one of the helpful tools for the industry where we can monitor a lot of things. This is the one, and another one is which is using of artificial intelligence. Like now we can do our virtual on-site training of any equipment. From if a guy is sitting in Germany, if one guy is sitting in India, he can give training on virtual, means they have some equipment on virtual and they can see, they can point out everything where they have to see, they have to look and they have to check. So this is completely a virtual message. So these are the two things which is also helpful during this pandemic for the industry, if for the product commissioning, product startup. So these two things is also some of the great idea will be there from the from different industries. Delegates are there, but these two we have implemented during this pandemic, and this will help us very much. And maybe some of the ideas, even my thinking is that if somebody has like you have a great organizations, maybe you can make a one hub, like where everybody put their thoughts or their projects, where they can take out and they can think of to implement in their industries. So these are this one thing I have in mind, that why everybody can put their thoughts in a somewhere where everybody can access. So this I want to say this will be a good idea, and if anybody has anything to say, is very welcome.
Yeah, thank you, Mr. Raut. Thank you. I just want to know one small thing from you. You are basically a mechanical engineer. So, how do you think, is there any opportunity, job opportunity for the students, those who are in the core engineering sector? Do you think that something addition in their syllabus or some little bit more things they should learn about this digital technology, or, like the traditional things, whatever was in the syllabus, do you think some add-on things is necessary nowadays?
From my view, we should add something on automations, because the mechanical guy know how things are working, but it should know how it will be in the automation size. So if some basic knowledge will be there, I think that will be definitely helpful, because I am a mechanical guy, but now I know a lot of instruments things. I know how they will make an effect in the mechanical items. So it gives us a good exposure. So in my view, it will be better if we can add some automations which is related to mechanical item.
Yes, exactly. That should be related to their, core segment.
Yes.
Okay. Thank you, Mr. Raut. I'll come back to you once again. And now I'm going to, our very own Conan. Conan, have you joined? Conan, you are there?
Yes, madam, Conan has joined, but his video is having some problem.
Okay.
Conan, are you there?
Yes, I joined. I'm there. So, but I think I'll have to rejoin. So I think we should move on with someone else. But I should be back by like 6:30. Is that okay?
Yeah, 6:30 Indian time. 6:30.
No. My time 6:30 in about 5 minutes.
Yeah. How are you, Conan? By the way.
I'm wonderful, and it's been a great pleasure looking at you. It's been so many years.
I would like to see. Okay, you come back. Okay, let me talk to Shomik, and then I will wait for you. Okay, Conan?
Yep, give me 5 minutes. Sure. Go ahead. Thanks.
Yes, you permitted to rejoin. Okay, coming back to Shomik. Shomik is here. Yeah, Shomik is very much here. I had a word with Shomik. Shomik, I just want to know one thing. The time you all studied engineering and the present time which we all are facing right now, what are the main differences you are looking that, what it would have been done that time, then you would have been get better, work environment or better work potentiality. So can you please name something or mention few points that it would have been there? If it would have been there, it would have been good for us right now.
Yeah, definitely. Thank you, ma'am. So definitely one point I should mention, at our time, we are totally focused on our department. So at the end of our tenure, whatever project we need to do, that should be focused on electronics, if you are in an electronics domain or something like that. But nowadays, it's really difficult to stick with a particular department. Rather, we need to think about, okay, we can go ahead with a project where electronics team department needs to put their valuable inputs, as well as computer department, maybe electrical department as a whole, because maybe at the end of the day, we can come up with a product, prototyping, which is really useful for people, which is really useful for society. So if we can take that kind of example, definitely, I'm not saying it's not possible that we can build a couple of mobile applications for computer department, couple of maybe antenna related thing in terms of electronics department, for mechanical department, some machines, but it would be better if we can create a product where it is combination of all the thing, because in industry it happens in that way also. And at our time, as computation power was not so easily available, but nowadays because of cloud and all, we do have really good computation power, and all the product has its AI view. Like if you look into your mobile also, it's recognizing your face or your friend face, and it is grouping accordingly. So each and every product is having now AI flavor. So maybe that basic sense is required. Like maybe 20 years ago, maybe that time, we really required some basic knowledge of computer. And nowadays, it's really required basic knowledge of AI and basic knowledge of some software. So in college, we go through with software development life cycle, but with those traditional life cycle. But nowadays, all of we have heard about the buzzword agile, and maybe we really need to focus on that. So basically, these 2-3 points. So one is we can do project where all the department can join together as a final project. That would be, in that case, that would be really robust one. Another one is whatever we are doing that might require some AI flavor, because it has really very extensive power. And third thing is to some extent knowledge in agile, how we can develop in agile, that is required. So these 3 things I would suggest.
Hello.
Yeah, ma'am.
Yes, madam, you're audible.
Yeah. Am I audible? Yeah.
Yes, madam.
Yeah, exactly. This is a very important thing what Shomik has said, that definitely that time the availability of the bandwidth and awareness about all the computer things, AI, IoT was not, that was the conceptualized thing, but nowadays it is very essential. Everybody is using all these tools. So the competition, the requirement, the expectation, everything has increased, So with that reference, the expectation of the my next speaker, the first round speaker is Ariful. So Ariful is in Wipro right now. So Ariful, I would like to know one thing. Is there any basic fundamental change have you observed in the consumer behavior part of things? Because, you know, if you talk about a decade back, that time, you know, if I can remember correctly, that we used to know Amazon as a book selling, you know, online thing. But nowadays, you know, what happened here? I mean, that is maybe the strongest part of the world right now. We really do not know who is more powerful, that American president or Russian, China, or whatever it is. But we know definitely that one person is very, very, you know, strong and very, very effective at this moment in the global scenario. That is the Amazon owner. So I would like to request you to highlight something. What are the main reflection you have seen on the consumer behavior pattern right now? Ariful.
Yeah, absolutely. Good afternoon, ma'am, again. So as you said, I think the most powerful is like us consumers, right? We stop consuming, all business will die, right? So whatever
Yes.
Amazon is doing, trying to make it more sustainable and making users like feel it, right? That what they are delivering, right? How they are, even in India in pandemic, they are picking up stuff from home. You don't have to go to post office or anywhere, right, to return it. So I think industry moving towards more consumer centric. It was there earlier, the customer first, but I think we, as in industry, we didn't think of customer, but today we are thinking of, when we used to think of profitability more than customer, but today we are thinking of more customer happiness, more customer delight. And that's how this data science, AI, sustainability come into play, that how you make them more happy, in like help them improve their lifestyle, right? Now you can order everything, not only Amazon. There are many others player who can actually taken the same model. Even the Walmart, which is one of the largest brick and mortar retail, they are also invested heavily into digital. And if you see in other side, Amazon also now moving to little bit of brick and mortar, because you need to make a balance today. There are people like who still like to feel the products and goods there. So it's changing, right? So earlier, if you order something, it would take maybe 1 week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks to come, right? Even in the pandemic, people are delivering in 1 day and 2 days, right? Of course, the challenge is still there in terms of distribution and logistic. You know, the behavior of these people still needs to be changed, right? In terms of their time commitment or maybe prioritization of stuff. But what is changing is everybody investing towards ESG, environmental, social, and governance, right? So which is like close to the sustainability stuff. If you look at all the organization, they have their own sustainability reports that they produce, right? How they are making life better of entire life cycle, from supplier, from consumer, from employee, everyone. And that's how there would be a win-win situation, right? And there are new tools and technologies and analysis. One of the thing in sustainability called materiality analysis, right? So understand the issues and impact of your people, your consumers, right? Health, everything, right? Even the packaging side also, they have improved, right? Removing plastics as much as possible, reducing carbon footprints, right? Using technology as well as using data analysis, using surveys, right? So I think it changed a lot. We are more focusing towards consumers and also the environment together. But still, there are like lack of educations among both consumers and some of the industries, right? We are moving towards like better world, but you cannot control everything. So that's the challenge. But as I
Yes.
mentioned, some of them mentioned, right, that I can touch upon a little bit about what you need to study, because luckily I worked with many engineering field because I'm in interdisciplinary field, right? So I specialized in data, applied statistics and informatics, industrial mathematics. So I worked with all the industries you name, right? So automation, of course, very important field, but yeah, a little bit programming also nowadays evolved. For example, Python, which is very popular in I think mechanical and other area. MATLAB, Mathematica, those tools are very popular for simulation of environments and tools, right? And some of the cloud technologies that they can learn, right? But I would say that you should include basic statistics. Like you study in first year physics, chemistry, in all the engineering field.
Definitely.
Yeah, basic statistics that you include, because everybody generating data, and then everybody trying to move towards data science. I would not say that you include data science as a program, but I would suggest that include at least basic statistics, because everything around data, even they can analyze their own performance using data, right? So that would be my recommendation. Thank you. Yeah, Shomik, you can add if you want to add when I think the connection of ma'am is freezed, or Kanad and Mr. Rajendra, if you want to add.
No, wonderful. Means you are absolutely correct. Maybe definitely we need to include statistics as a part of engineering. We do have a couple of statistics, but we don't generally focus in that way. That is really our subject. The way we focus on C or data structure, maybe we are not really focusing on statistics in that way. So that we need to focus. And yeah, in terms of Python, so means it would be really great if we can think what could be our case study, and we can learn in that way. Okay, my case study is automating of machine, so let's learn something which will be helping us, or let's create some learning structure so that we can do some automation in terms of machine. Or maybe my motive is to do some image analysis, so let's learn towards that, because it's a very vast subject. So those things are yeah, really important. So Konanta, how are you?
Yeah, I'm doing good. Yeah, it just looks awesome to see everybody. So it's like quite early morning in for me in New Jersey. Hello everybody. Yeah, feels good,
Hello, sir. So we are actually discussing about the sustainable development. So all our panelists has discussed about it. Ma'am, are you there?
Yeah, I have been listening to it. It's a great conversation. I think I think the first speaker we learned a lot about how virtually the trainings were managed for the mechanical industry. And actually I worked on a project which was basically based on a VR project. So that is for one of the pharmaceutical companies, and over there, so the people were unable to go to the plants. So how could we solve their challenges in terms of learning, the new machineries and how to handle them? So the VR project was basically after we took the videos. So through the videos and the VR technologies, basically the trainings were done virtually, and that was an amazing transformation in terms of training. Now, not only just during the pandemic time, but after the pandemic as well, I think the companies are going to continue that investment in the VR technology. So because that not only that gives us a flexibility to do the training, sitting at home, but it also gets us more intense in terms of closer look. I mean, sorry, I forgot the name of the speaker, but I think he might have definitely seen the real-time application for his plants and wherever he works. And I think, Somik always focused on the data part of it, the data science and the statistical part of it, which is definitely, great that we need to look upon, and especially connecting with um, Ariful's thought process around the consumers. Yes, because all of you, some of you know, some of you do not. So currently, I own a business which is a growing e-commerce business in the United States. This is a apparel business, and definitely, relating to Ariful's thoughts about uh, the use of data, uh, how we how we nurture the consumer's behavior through data, that has completely transformed over the years, right? Now, when we relate back to our engineers and our young budding engineers, I think what we need to understand, no matter whether it's a consumer business, whether it's a heavy engineering business, or it's a business around devices, or it's a business around IoT, or it's simple IT, right? So data has got a significant importance today in the industry, because data pretty much drives everything. Data drives the consumer behavior. Data drives where the industry is heading to. Data drives what we need to plan for the next 5 years for the sustainability of the business, right? Also, data drives how we're going to handle our bottom line. So eventually, data is very important. No matter at which layer we are at the business, data is everything. Now, personally, when I look at something in at work, at business, I'm a very much like a data driven guy. I always start with the data. So let's say, for an example, I'll give you guys some real time example. So let's say one of my team, let's say the marketing team comes up and says that we we are losing some good sales opportunities. Let's say in one segment of the world. Let's say for UK, over the last 3 months we have not been having enough sales, right? So what do we look at? We look at the data. We look at the data. We try to understand the data patterns around the UK consumer segments. Okay, what age group is not really interacting with the brand, right? Now these brands could be, again, as I said, it could be a consumer brand. It could be simply the users of Alexa or Siri, or maybe hey, the Google apps, right? So it could be anybody. So we look at the data, then we look at the different pivot points, and we see how the data is performing and where are the opportunities for us to optimize, and then we take actions based on data. So the world today is heading towards a way where if we are making decisions out of so-called feelings, I think we are probably leaving behind a great opportunity where our actions will not be fact-based. Our actions will be emotion-based. Now, in business, if we are taking emotion-based decisions, we are probably, leaving behind a lot of perfections there, right? So that's why being an engineer, when I was, back like about 17 years back, we had no idea about data. We learned electronics, we learned C programming. Some of the fortunate people in the computer science, they learned some beautiful HTML languages. I had no idea what that was at that time. Maybe a little bit more. I mean, being part of like the electronics program. So, but now I think coming back to Sheila Madam's question, that what's the message for the students? I would say is the message for the students as well as for the faculties, that we need to design the curriculums in a way that the students could, from the root itself, fundamentally, the students have an idea not only on the technologies, also in the application of the technologies they learn, and how to analyze the data pre and post implementation of the technology. Because if we are leaving the data behind, then I think we are leaving a big part of the opportunity. Now, coming to the smart devices, so, I kind of balance multiple different industries. I recently joined as a senior director for a biotechnology company called Genmab International, and it's a Denmark-based company. And I will be, leading the commercial engagement for in United States. So, and I have spent years in healthcare industry, right? So healthcare industry completely transformed the way smart devices are helping patients, especially in patient care services. During the therapies, post therapies, it has completely changed the game for the patients, the way the patients interact. Nowadays, we have different, patients with different psychological thought processes. Some patients are very critical. Some patients are non-critical. Now, critical patients, sometimes they're unable to really go and visit the doctor, right? Now, in such an use case, how do we resolve that problem? So we offer them gadgets and smart devices that can constantly monitor their biological data, and that data, no matter where the patient is, that data using the cloud technologies can be reached to the scientist maybe sitting in a different country. So I mean, not really going into too much detail, because if some of the students who are listening to this, it could be quite complex at this point for them. But smart devices with an ability to process data and transmit data to the doctors and the scientists, that is really transforming the healthcare industry. So we spoke about consumer industry, we spoke about the healthcare industry. Now look at the environmental science. So now with the connected smart devices, we have a better predictability of natural disasters. And with the better predictability of the weather with the natural disasters, we can actually take more better preventive actions, which is actually saving millions of lives, right? So recently we had a bad storm in New Jersey. Myself, I was stuck inside the car with water up to my waist level for 4 hours. I couldn't even swim out because I couldn't open my car's door. We really undergone a terrible situation here. My basement was flooded, and it took like almost a month to kind of fix it. So are we really advanced enough to prevent or kind of know what exactly going to come up? We're probably not. So there is an ample opportunity for us to do some research and figure out how deeper we could go in terms of predictability, whether it's a patient's health, whether it's environment, or whether it's behavior for the consumer, for consumable services, whether it's services like Amazon, services like our company like AwesomeMe, or services like Flipkart, or services, there are different kind of services. So I think there is a huge opportunity for you guys to focus on smart devices and connect data with the smart devices and create abilities to process data, and which can definitely make wonders. Thanks. I will be looking forward for any questions. Ma'am, cannot hear you. I think you are on mute. Ma'am, you're talking on mute.
Okay, Conan. Yeah. Can you hear me right now?
Yes, I can hear you, and good to see you.
Am I audible?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, it was mute. Thank you, Conan. And it's a wonderful session. I think the students are going to learn something, they knows about the data science and how important it is right now. But I simultaneously, I would like to, apprehend something, and that is maybe a layman question for not to you.
Ma'am, you're breaking up again.
So there is some network issue, I think.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay, so let Madam join, but in the meanwhile, there are some questions
Sure.
from the students. So Kunal Shahil, he's writing, I'm currently pursuing electronic and communication. I'm in my first year. As you all are industrialists, so what would you suggest me so that I could go good there, do good there? And as in industry, what is the thing which you think will be the most important thing to work the project and do something new and special? Okay, so complicated way he has written.
Yeah, anyone from the panel would like to take that answer up?
Probably I was trying to answer, probably one part you could answer, Kanad. It's really great to hear from you with such experience. So that's nice, right? And Sahil, I think it is important to not buck with one of the area that you want to shine, right? Be flexible. Probably you need to try few things and then you end up with. Yeah, ma'am is back, right? So I think everywhere it depends how you can innovate, right? There are standard problems and then standard solutions, but how you can innovate, right? That would be the important factor. That's why if you look at Tesla, you look at Apple, look at others, right? They are continuously innovating. They are not stopping that this is what we have created, next big thing, and then there is no next big thing, right? Now, a Hyperloop is one of the next big thing, if you say, but I don't know when it will come, right? AR, VR, that Kanat can answer, right? Other adoption, right? One of my batchmate is called Ponab Mistry from IIT Bombay. He's famous for Sixth Sense technology, right? So I think he's worked for Samsung Lab. So I think in 2004-5, he used to create like using the mouse and etc. to show that you can use wearable device. Now wearable device is like no longer a new thing today. It's everyone got it, right? Like mobile. So it's constantly like changing stuff, right? If you look at cloud, when they first launched, it was not successful. All the big companies like Amazon, Microsoft, Google. So they remodeled it and say that cloud computing and big data and analytics. Now, big data is no longer big because you have the compute power. So where like billion records were big, now it's like petabyte, hexabyte, all of these have become big, right? So it all depends like time to time how you have the tools and compute power. Things are changing very fast. So I think start small, take a very common problem, try to solve it, and then you try other problems like the climate issues that Kant mentioned. We are heavily investing in that area, right? Climate risk, carbon footprint. I think all companies, they're investing in that. Whether you know or not that even if I have manufacturing business, but I invest, I hedge my money to some other area so that we get more money, right? So the environment stuff is good. Data security, data privacy, I think I believe that would be the next big thing as well, because as much as the online stuff, digital stuff increasing, the issue with the data security, right? And data custodian, right? You cannot move data out of country. You cannot move data out of business, right? So data privacy, data security, which used to be maintained by defense, it's now with everyone, right? So data security, data privacy, as much as you can innovate, that would be very, very helpful, right? Another subject, I think, to be honest, to have environmental science, we used to have in my, I have not done engineering, but in our honors course, we used to have a small course, environmental science. So that time we didn't give importance. I think today I was talking to my uncle who was like teacher in school, not even colleges. So I was having conversation, and then I suggested that don't push people for engineering, doctors, and other things. Push for environmental science. Said I didn't know what is this subject, right? So nobody comes and tell us that it can happen in that way, right? So environment is big thing now, right? How you can improve all this can technology which can predict tsunami, which can predict storm, which can predict all of them, right? So that's something that you guys can learn. There are lots of data available online, lots of literature available online, so you can try stuff, right? So Kanad, if you can maybe highlight that how here and other thing can be new thing, and it's going to change life, right?
Right. So we can definitely continue to talk about that. It's a vast subject, but I just wanted to say like a couple of small sentences in response to the question. Sorry, what was the name of the person who raised the question? Once again?
Sahil Kumar.
Sahil Kumar. Hi, Sahil Kumar. Hope everything is good on your side. So Sahil, the first and foremost thing, if you are studying electronics, study that very hard. Whatever you are studying now, your first and primary job is to understand your stream. Learn that in a way that even after 15 years, if not everything, you can still teach your students or your kids some electronics. So learn that very well. Secondly, learn it from an application standpoint, just not reading the books. Whenever you read something, try to think about what could be real life application of whatever I'm studying. That's very important, because being an engineer, one of the major challenges I have seen with the Indian, engineers is, well, we talk about IITs, we talk about, IISc and some of the big names in the engineering world. I think it's not just the name of the institute, right? It goes behind the students' psychology, the way they think. I think we're kind of missing the innovation part of it. So innovation, when we integrate with our academics, that really makes us engineers. Engineers are there to solve a problem. So throughout your 4 years, I don't know which year you were in, but no matter how many years you have left in your engineering curriculum now, focus on solving problems simply. Do not get into too complex stuffs. Learn your stream well, learn all the associated technologies, and definitely, even if you are from the computer electronics background, but try to learn on the computer science side as well, some programming language, some logical analysis, and try to understand the computers and the data structures and things like that. Those are very important, and that also helps your thought process, how you build your thoughts, your power of logical analysis and your approach towards a problem. So in the industry, when you go, I think whenever we hire students for important projects, we always try to see that whether this person is bringing in an original solution or not, right? Nowadays, we have less time to kind of turn around things, and we need people who can really think ahead, think differently. And I personally, prefer like people who can think simply. Simple thinking. It's getting complex with complex problem. You can get 100 people running behind a problem, but sometimes you waste a lot of money, a lot of energy, but you don't really come up with a solution, right? But big problems were many times solved with simple thinking. So do well and good luck. Definitely you will do well.
So I just would like to vouch Konanda and Ariful that one as well, like try to do it in simple way, Sahil. Now, my suggestion would be towards it's little maybe philosophical, kind of just think in that way, what problem you do have in your daily life. So if you are in an electronics domain, maybe you have some problems. Maybe the problem is you want some, so you really don't want to wake up early in the morning and switch off your fan. Maybe you need one remote control for that one. You can build for your own, and then you can start building on top of that. Maybe start taking the data that when I switch off my fan at morning, then if it is, I know the temperature of the morning from our temperature sensor, means you can use your temperature sensor over there, and from that you can do some predictive model that okay, in the month of November when temperature would be something like that, then I want to really switch off my fan or switch on my fan. So if you start with your own problem, so all of we have our own problem, and that relates to all the department. It could be electronics, it could be computer science, it could be even machine as well. So here consumer is you. If you can focus on your that you are a consumer and what you want, then you can build best. So that could be another suggestion, but we need to do it in simple way, definitely.
Thank you, Shomik also. And Conrad also, I mean, what he said that, you should think on the application of the technology, what you are reading right now. That is a very, very important point to note by the students, those who are studying right now. One thing I would like to say, from Ariful, that, nowadays disruption is not a very, unusual word. Because every day something disrupting someone. Nowadays innovation is not a very rare hearing word. Innovation, every day people are talking about innovation, because this disruption and innovation is very well connected, I think, because you have to think something before disruption, you have to innovate something. I can refer something with the Snapdeal chap that Mr. Kunal Behel, he said that, somebody asked him that, who is your threat right now? And what he said, no, I have not seen anyone with existing, but I'm very much afraid that which one is not yet existing, which may come within another couple of years. And so that is the thing that, your speed, your mind, your application, your analysis, what through the data and other things, that is very important. So you have to be very prompt, you have to be very effective, and your observations should be very, very clear. That why somebody else will come and tell you, these are the things are coming, you have to feel from your daily life. And I'm extremely happy to learn from Conrad that, every simple solution is the way of sustainable solution. If it is simple, everybody will adapt it, and it will be barrier free. So everybody will just look into it. So life also you should take very easily, let it be a little bit philosophy, philosophy sense. So thank you very much. And I think that this discussion, what we had today, is very much relevant. And, sometimes I scare in my life, because what you all are saying that, that artificial intelligence, sensing, that six sensing things. If I think something, when, I was going through the media, social media, something that next day I will see that every product related to that is flooded in my everywhere, in Twitter, in Facebook, in other everywhere. So I really do not know that whether whatever I'm thinking right now, that is also is going to be sensed by Conrad or somebody, like this, that every people are, under surveillance. Conrad, is it right? You guys are going to do that thing, that whatever people will think, that will be in your, capture, you will capture all those things and you will act accordingly?
So it's not about just me. I think everybody is doing that, and
we need to understand. Me means IoT world. Bean means IoT world. I'm not.
So I'll give you an example.
Right.
Let's say I'm talking to my son about some of his games. Right. He likes to play games. Okay. He has a PS4. He keeps playing soccer, Roblox. Roblox is one of the crazy games now among the kids. So I'm talking to him, And the moment I look at my phone, maybe I'm trying to go and read a blog, and I see an advertisement which is trying to promote a card for Roblox. How does it happen?
See, this is I'm talking about, and it's
How does it
happened with
happen,
me.
right? Because if you have one of your smart devices on, they are always listening. Well, the good thing is, it's probably not a human being who is listening it, right? You can think about, okay, how about my personal conversations? Well, they're also being read, processed. But eventually somebody somewhere is even processing some of the sample data. And if you are the luckiest person, maybe your conversation could be the sample of that conversation, where people are taking some sample data, especially some of the NLP projects, they do take samples and manually they kind of go through, because every time the algorithms behind the NLP technologies are evolving always, right? But most of the time, I mean, there are mites, right? We are technical people. Now we need to understand that if somebody is saying that, okay, digital devices are creating problems for us, well, there are ways to get away. You just turn your digital devices off. You just got to be a little bit mindful how you interact with them. If you let them take control over you, then it's up to you. It's your choice. We need to be consciously taking a choice that how we want the digital devices to capture our world. Like for me, I wear digital devices when I need them. And also, I know that at certain times I should not be occupied by the digital devices. I have my family time. Whenever I'm reading something, I just take them off. And I'm on Facebook, I'm on Twitter, Pinterest, pretty much all social media network, but I use them for different purposes. I just do not use them just to share photos, right? So, and how much I'm going to use my digital devices, that also I control. Maybe like about 15-20 minutes a day for personal use, just to respond to some of the personal contacts, or look at some of the blogs, read certain things. Definitely social media helps, and also it kills, because I have seen many people are so much captured by social media attention, they get completely carried away, and that really impacts their day-to-day job duties, whether at family, with friends. People, when they're using the social media, they are being completely unsocial.
Completely unsocial, exactly. And it's a serious issue. It's a very, very serious issue.
Yeah, that doesn't make sense. But you got to think about that. The companies like Facebook, Google, they all capitalize on our actions, right? Which is not a bad thing. Which is not a bad thing when done for a good purpose. But it also got an indirect impact, which I mean, often people with lack of knowledge, they blame the companies. But again, going back around the time of World War, when the first atom bomb was dropped on Hiroshima, so Albert Einstein somewhere thought that, okay, what have I done, right? But that technology was brought in for good causes, but somebody used it for the worst cause ever possible. So we have to consciously make a choice, especially we engineers, because we are supposed to understand technology, and we are supposed to be most conscious people in the technology world. It's your choice. So responding back to Sheila Madam's question, yes, we are already there. Everybody is listening to us. Everybody is tracking our decisions, our activities, our actions, what we do daily. Because the same way goes that, can we really take China off our life? Not. Whatever you wear, whatever you do in your daily life, whether you're in India, you are in UK, you are in US, right? There would be something made in China. Something. You are using your brush.
That is also.
made in China, right? So same way, data is everywhere, no matter whatever you do. Because some of the giant companies in the world like Apple, Facebook, Google, Microsoft, Amazon, even Flipkart, Walmart, and a number of companies under Elon Musk supervision, they're now really capitalizing on the data, understanding consumer behavior. So we need to look at it in a positive way. That's where the world is heading to, is going to help us. And we engineers need to make sure that the way we offer technology, we really offer it in a more positive way, so it can create more positive impact in people's life rather than having more. Because we engineers, when we make an innovation, we need to be responsible. We need to be responsible to take the responsibility how we channelize the community in the usage of the technology. It's on us. The consumers are only going to look at it from a consumability standpoint. They're not going to think. I mean, nobody logs into Facebook thinking about all these blah, 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 consequences. They just go, they click on something, they say hi, they comment on something, right? But we need to understand that how we process their comments and where we apply those.
Exactly. Previously what I need, I used to purchase as per my requirement. Now it is what you want to sell, I am purchasing that. It is not on me. It is not on the consumer, whether they will buy it or not. It is the people, those who are selling, they will sell it when you are supposed to buy those things. So the market has become like this. So under these circumstances, I think the students, the community, because if we think once that if social media is not there in our life, what we are going to lose? And nowadays, in every problem, there is some contribution for the social media. So we need to have, it is a very good thing if we can have that ability to take only those good things, So the protocol for using the social media, I think that should be a small chapter prepared by my very beloved participants who are present over there. So the last few words we would like to hear from you to not only students, to all of us, that how social media is keeping a very bad, effect on us. We should not be governed by the social media. Rather, we should take something which we require from the social media. So with that thing, I'm asking, this is the open forum, you please, because that is going to, it is affecting like hell. It is affecting like hell. So please say something.
Ma'am, before we go to that, I think there are a few others, student questions are lining up. Can we respond to them?
Okay. Yeah, please. Yeah.
Any other questions from any students?
What do you think will be the next big fortune companies be just like for Google data, Facebook data and connections, Apple technology, Amazon e-commerce? What do you think will be the next big thing? I think, yeah, please.
Okay, so
go ahead.
May I know the name of the student who raised that question?
I'm trying to find out. Again, Shahil. Yeah. Shahil made this question, okay?
Okay. So I have a question on the intent of the question. How does that matter to you? Anyway, fine. Maybe it matters to you. Somik and Ariful, keep it honest, from your standpoint. But I think there are many companies, who are evolving. It's not just one or two companies. I think Google will continue to transform and lead the industry because the power of Google is enormous in terms of technology innovation. To me, surpassing Google in terms of technology capability, there is hardly any company near to that. right? I mean, Facebook definitely has more command over data because they're kind of nurturing with 2.5 billion people's data. But what they do with the data is marketing. Most of the successful areas of where Facebook is working is consumer marketing, right? They capitalize on the data and they try to run marketing on that so that other businesses can help. That is Facebook's business product. So I pay Facebook to market to my customer base who are in Facebook. I target them. Facebook has so much of structured data, so that helps me. Let's say if I'm going to sell a baby product tomorrow, I know the segment, because Facebook already captured the data. Hearing some of the comments that, okay, somebody say, hey, we have a baby, right? We just had a baby. That comment itself says that, okay, this family or this person become a father or a mother. And of course, while you create the Facebook profile, you say your gender, whether you are a female or a male. So based on that, your data profile is ready. Whether you are a female, you just had a baby, and when you had the baby, so your profile also transforms as the months go. So I'm going to target a 0 to 3 months baby product, then I'm going to use that 0 to 3 months mother profile to target them, and I'm going to show my baby product to them, right? And when the same mothers the same mother community, they matures through the months and they go to 3 to 6 months product, I can again target them for my 3 to 6 months products. So for an example, so Facebook is definitely transforming the way consumer marketing is happening. But on the other side, I mean, the example we started, Google is not just into marketing. Of course, their search marketing is their biggest business, right? But Google has transformed the Android world. Google has transformed the NLP world. Google has not only transformed the search engine or the search engine based marketing, but they have also transformed the startup community. They are helping millions of budding SMB companies to get to the next level, whether it's marketing, whether it's capitalizing on the data, whether it's capitalizing on the data of the problem. Again, we all know we start a company or a product working on a problem, right? So now from a services standpoint, there are also companies who provide services related to data, and one of the companies growing very fast today, which is called Splunk. Not sure how many of you have heard about that, Splunk. I would say Splunk would be one of the next generation company providing data analytics solutions, right? So that's a very fast evolving company. And on the other hand, I think SpaceX, Elon Musk's initiative, that's going to be one of the next generation transforming company, because I think Elon Musk is being the next Henry Ford or the next Ratan Tata of India, where Henry Ford created the first automated automated manufacturing line for automobile, where he made cars more affordable to the Americans, right? The same concept and the manufacturing line was adopted by many other car manufacturing companies across the world. Now the Tatas and the Marutis, even the Suzuki company, along with some Indian collaboration, they made cars more available for the citizens in India. And now what Elon Musk is trying to do is he is trying to make space accessible to common man. Well, it will start with the richer people, and then slowly down the line, maybe 20 years from now, all of us could go to space. Possible, highly possible, right? So that's going to be a very disruptive company, I think. And of data, yes, they also need data across the world. They're gathering data about people, their intent, behaviors, their health patterns. There's so many things goes in there, right? Think about you're creating a hotel in space. What mammoth amount of work can go behind that? Just imagine, we all are engineers, and I suppose our imagination capabilities are way better than non-engineers, of course. So, think about the amount of work going behind that. So yeah, I mean, there are quite a few other companies coming up, but I think from a disruption standpoint, Apple will continue to evolve around newer technologies in the iOS world, and Google, of course. Facebook, it's debatable because Facebook's direction is kind of unidirectional. Some of Facebook's tries have not really been very successful so far, but Facebook as a company, Facebook is really doing good on the marketing side. They capture a decent amount of market share. Any other companies, Ariful, Somik, anybody else would like to highlight here that you guys think could be the next disruptive company?
Yeah, so I'll take one simple example. I think Shomik left, Mr. Rajendra also there. I'll take one simple example. I think Paytm today, right?
Yep.
Think about
Paytm,
few years back, before Mr. Modi announced demonetization. It was very, very small company and nobody was adopting that. And India was not ready to use payment technology. I myself also specialized in fintech, so I know that industry very well. So, in like 1 week time, it's become $1 billion company, right? So you don't know, right, how things are changing. It also depends on your policies, your social conditions, right? And same thing, they have tried in Venezuela. It didn't work, right? Because there's so much cash economy there. Just after a few months, India did, right? So it also depends on in which environment, which culture, which economy that you live, right? Think about Alibaba in China. I listened to one of the eBay executive that she tried eBay differently, like US culture in China. It didn't work, but the same thought process, the Alibaba become one of the biggest platform in that market, right? So it's very difficult to kind of say that which company will be big, but there are, of course, as Kanad mentioned, like I am very much into data science, data technology, and day in, day out, the thing that he's mentioning, I work in that area, the personalization, contextualization, all of this. And the beginning, I mentioned that data privacy, data security is very important in that way, right? If you take 1% data, you cannot apply statistics. You need data from group of people, so you really do not need the information of individual, but you need the characteristics, the segment of customers. That's why Microsoft, Apple, Google, Uber, they are heavily investing into data security, data privacy. But then like one of the company which is gone, I think IPO very recently, which is Snowflake. This is again a data company. It's like I think one of the largest opening stock in the market. So similar, lot of data platform company, they are making mark because whoever can provide easy access to the data, easy usage of the data, that is going to grow, right? And health tech in COVID situation, again, Kanath can vouch, right? In health tech, without health tech, it was difficult to get vaccines in 1 year time. Typically, I started my career with a pharmaceutical market research, clinical trial, pharmacovigilance. So I understand it like at those days, it used to take 14 years to get one correct molecule to get a right medicine. You can get it in 1 year, 2 year today. So that's how health tech companies are working with this pharma to market the product easily, right? So no matter what, you can also start your own company and become big, but you should be in the sweet spot. But keep things simple, as Kanad mentioned, right? Solving small problems is important than solving complex problems, because it takes time to solve a complex problem. So that's my take. And ethical users, I think ethical AI, responsible users, these are the key words become popular, and there are bodies across the globe now. how ethically you can use AI, ethically you can use, even my clients, they nowadays ask, right, whether what is the practice that you have in ethical AI uses, right? How you govern that. That's become very important, right? So governance of everything is very important. So and a lot of people, I think, from West Bengal board. So there used to be a sub topic in English is called technology for mankind. I think I still remember I started in I'm a 1919 batch. So I remember that there was something that topic I studied there. I don't use Facebook, but I use LinkedIn because that served my purpose. I started Orkut when it was the first one, and then I thought like my friend who is just in the same floor in the hostel, he used to write on Orkut when you are coming to lab. I said it's not going to work. We didn't have phone those days, right? So I said, if you are not talking to me, you're writing on, you can knock my door and say when you are coming. And you were just writing when you are coming to lab. So I think it's not going to work. So like you, if you eat excessive food, it's not good for your health. If you are so much addicted to Facebook, social media, all of this, it's not good for your life, right? So use only the much you need. Don't use too much and don't be addicted, right? So I think that's my suggestion. You need to be connected to the people, and today you cannot travel, right? But you need to talk to people. You do video conference like Zoom again. It's become very big. Zoom and Microsoft Teams after the pandemic. There was very low usage before that in only corporate, right? I used to like see only few startup used to use, but today is one of the largest video conferencing companies. So you never know how situation changes and who would be big tomorrow, but there are certain patterns you can observe, right?
But I just wanted to add,
yeah.
like one wrapper to this question. I think from an industry perspective, 3 industries are really transforming, and they will have a lot of new transformation in terms of adaptability and new innovation. Number 1, I think it's pharmaceutical, the use of technology, because there is ample opportunity left for the companies as well as for the patients. It's think about, there are almost like 8 billion people all over the world, and not everybody is fortunate enough to access technology due to financial and economic circumstances in their countries. So it's always going to be a challenge how we take the smart technologies to those people. That's one untouched area. Any one of you want to do something in that area, I'll be more than willing to take the conversation down the line. Contact me if you have any ideas to build those simple technologies to transform the healthcare industry, and especially focusing on the underprivileged communities across the world. Next would be cryptocurrency. Cryptocurrency and the digital currencies are really shaping. Well, there are a lot of controversial, debatable statements there. What is the future and all that stuff? But 25 years down the line, there could be a lot of different applications for core technologies. Cryptocurrency, the moment we talk about that, what comes in our mind is coins, right? We buy coins, we sell them. If they grow, we become millionaires. But well, it's a myth. It happens. I'm also investor of some of the cryptocurrencies, but I think cryptocurrency, the technologies has some underlying value, and those values could be realized down the line. Now they're just trading devices, but I think some of the opportunities they are offering from a technology standpoint, but they have great opportunities, especially and if you're interested to get into blockchain technologies, and that again, that completely fundamentally based upon data, right? And one of the most complex implementation of multiple data segments together, we can see in the blockchain technologies, right? And blockchain not only just in the cryptocurrencies, blockchain can be used in hospitality, in pharma and healthcare industry, in banking industry. Blockchain itself is a beautiful technology to look at. So once you grow up, you will learn more about blockchain. What's the core technology? What it can do? from a security standpoint, I mean, there are so many things are there. And the third thing is, of course, the consumer technologies. You know, the consumer technologies are definitely going to continue to transform, and we will see innovation every day in that. So now, can we move on to the next question? I think we're kind of getting really close to the end session.
Yes.
Any other questions?
I think we have covered all the questions. Or no more?
Yes, madam.
Anybody else? Yes, we have covered all the questions.
Yes, we have covered all the questions.
Okay,
And
okay,
also in the chat, also the answer is given through the chat.
Okay.
Also
So over to you, Trina. Over to you, Trina.
Okay, so thank you all of you for the wonderful session and sharing the knowledge and for the valuable time, which is very difficult to get this time. So now I request Moumita Pal, Assistant Professor, Department of EC, to share the certificates, share the mementos, felicitate them. So over to Moumita.
It has been a nice session, interactive session. The students has benefited a lot from this discussion. May I please take the opportunity to request our moderator, Sheila Singh Ghosh ma'am, to felicitate Mr. Ariful Islam.
Yes, so Ariful on the virtual platform, you know, this is our small token of appreciation and our love to you. God bless you, and please be safe and accept our this small gesture.
Thank you. I'm honored and glad. I have still some connection with Kolani because I started my honors there, and I have seen JS College Foundation. Right. I was living in A block, so I used to run every day morning that side, and I see the foundation. So I have a soft corner. So very lucky to be part of this great initiative. So hope I could add value. So you can reach me out on any suggestion, guidance, and very, very entertaining as well as kind of understanding that what is happening from other colleagues here, right? Especially Kanad probably will connect and really useful, really, really useful. Thank you so much and stay safe, stay blessed. All the best.
Thank you.
Moving on to our next panelist, Mr. Conan Chatterjee. It's a very nice conversation having, and we are very much proud to have such an alumnus with us. So, ma'am, please felicitate Kanad, Mr. Kanad.
Yes, Conrad, I know that Conrad is thinking of all that oldest story, how Sheila madam used to shout and scream, okay? But I think that has yielded some result, okay, Conrad? So my proud privilege to, you know, felicitate Conrad for this session, and I'm really very, very proud to have you. And please do some visit whenever you will be in Calcutta, in Kalyani. Okay, Conrad?
Yeah, I'm coming to India by I think end of January next year, or early February. So definitely I have plans to
please
visit the college, and I think it will be a great opportunity. Now, for all of you, I graduated in 2005. Since then, I haven't been to college.
Oh, no, that's not fair. So I think by that time, everything will be, offline. So the same session, we will be able to do it in our conference hall, and all our students will be there. Okay. So definitely, Conrad, you must visit. You must visit.
Yep. Sure.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for this opportunity. I really enjoyed talking and sharing thoughts with all of you. So let's stay connected, and I'm always open to learn more from the students about the new innovations happening. So if you need any guidance, any insights, you want to validate your ideas with me, I'm always open. So just give me a heads up before you reach out, so I can plan my time to kind of allocate some time for you. Good luck, everybody.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you.
It's my humble request to ma'am to please felicitate Mr. Rajendra.
Yeah, Mr. Raut, for some urgent work, and he is, I think, not present in this thing, but I'll request Trina, please send it to him, okay? Go to the next person, I think. Yeah, Rajendra is not here.
We will send through the mail.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah, the Shomik, this session and our gesture to, for your contribution to this session. And I really very happy, having a interaction with all of you like this. And you please come visit the campus, see how it looks right now. Okay. And please accept this token of appreciation, Shomik. Shomik is with us.
I think Shomik also dropped off. I'll convey the message.
Shomik,
So, madam, I will communicate later and will send the certificates.
Shomik is there? No. I think Shomik is not here.
Work Shomik sir is not here.
Yeah.
So thank you so much, all the panelists and ma'am, for motivating us and to explore new technologies that can be more sustainable for development of our students and to make them industry ready so that they will be acceptable by the time of campusing and can prove their best in the industry. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Bye. Take care.
Have a good day. Thank you.
So are we going to receive the certificates over email?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir. We'll
Thank
send
you so much.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye. Okay, now the concluding session will be started.
So, Momita, may I leave now?
Madam, please stay.
Madam, 10 minutes concluding session ta hobe
just 10 minutes.
Okay, okay.
Okay, allow করতে বলো।
Sure, sure.
Okay, so finally we are moving to concluding session, but before moving to concluding session, I would like to request Dr. Sheila Singh Ghosh, registered JS College of Engineering, to deliver a few words about this conference. Madam, please.
Okay, actually, I'm very happy that, we have carried effective way this 2 days conference, and a lot of speakers participated and they have delivered their insights in front of our students and teachers and all the writers, authors, and we have got near about 55 of publications, I think, the paper which will be published by Springer, and I believe that, some away from this conference will give some highlights of this, sustainable technologies for sustainable development, on the theme. And I will request all the organizer to please don't make a stop over here, that when we are going to conclude the session, definitely you should publish some white paper on this conference, so that, it will be kept in our library as referral things for the next students and all the researchers. So I'm extremely happy, and I would like to thank you, all the participants, all the authors, all the speakers, and obviously the organizers. Without them, it would have not been possible. And as a member of this organizing committee, I can assure you that definitely many such conferences will be conducted from GIS College of Engineering platform, and we are exactly ready for the thing. After this disruption and after this pandemic situation, whatever we are facing, we need to be very, very alert, and we need to do a lot of things which may give some new path of the society, for coming out from this pandemic situation. And thank you all, and I wish you all the best to all of you, and my best wishes with all of you. Thank you, and over to you, Tanmay.
Okay, thank you so much, madam. And now we are moving to our concluding session. And here is the most important thing. This is the time for the announcement of best papers of the 5 technical sessions. So one by one, we will announce. So first, we are moving to technical session 1, and it's the time for the announcement of best paper from technical session 1. So the best paper of technical session 1 goes to paper ID 7, Annesha Banerjee Mojumdar, Dr. Somshubhra Gupta, Dr. Dharumpal Singh, entitled Analysis and Observation of Associated Factors for Cardiovascular Disease. Now we are moving to technical session 2. Please change the slide. Yeah. So the best paper award for technical session 2 goes to Anirban Patro, Moinak Das, Anirban Ghoshal, Aniruddha Ghosh, Indranil Kushari, Somiran Roy, and Devashish Chakraborty. Paper ID 21, entitled Remote Sensing Image Encryption and Error Detection using Hamming Code. Now we are moving to technical session 3. Yeah, the best paper for technical session 3 goes to Sumanta Chatterjee, Oindrila Chando, Amit De, Mohammad Aslam Reza, Moina Kundu, and Povitra Kumar Bhunia. Paper ID 28. Cognitive mechatronic smart system with obstacle detection using sensor-based system to avoid car accident. Now we are moving to technical session 4. The best paper for technical session 4 goes to Sneha Baranlola, Dr. A. Kaushar Nikita, and Dr. Sagar Yeruva. Paper ID 51, Detection and Classification of Lung Carcinoma using CT scan. Now we are moving to technical session 5. The best paper for technical session 5 goes to Papun Bishwas, Sudip Das, Bishomoy Pal, Partho Das, Milon Sashmol, and Partho Ray. Paper ID 45. Optimization of microgrid operation under the diffusion of solar and wind plant with special attention on environment. So congratulations to all of you. Now is the time for the another announcement, and for this purpose I would like to request Dr. Subhasati Sen, Dean R&D JS College of Engineering, to deliver the summary of ICSTSD 2021 and for the announcement of next conference. Please, sir.
Okay, am I audible, Tanma?
Yes.
So thank you, Tanma. Respected principal, sir, respected Easter madam, all the participants of this conference, and I could see some of the industry panelists also. So on behalf of the organizing committee of the conference, our heartfelt thanks goes to you for all your wholehearted support, and with your support only we could plan that JIS College of Engineering can now plan for 4 conferences in a year. Okay. So far, we have been organizing 2 conferences. Now, recently, our academic council has approved 4 conferences in a year. So within 2021-22, we'll be organizing 4 conferences, and different department will be organizing. Just like in this conference, major role was played by Electronics and Communication Engineering department. So now we have got a tradition of organizing conferences. So next conference, as per the conference calendar, is in the month of February. It is on 17th and 18th February 2022. And it will be sequel of our conference I3SET. We organized that in 2016, 2019, and now it will be in 2022 because we are organizing in a gap of 3 years. And I3SET has been one of the actually is very close to heart of many one of us, where it was we have been organizing it in offline mode. So for God's sake, I hope that in February 2022 it will be an offline I3SET. That's all from me, Tanma. Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much, sir. Now I would like to request our principal, sir, Dr. Partho Sarkar, please deliver a few words about this conference. Please, sir.
Thank you, Tanma. Actually, it is a real pleasure for us that last 2 days we have seen so many papers, so many scientists, so many researchers, those who have presented their research work and their present innovation kind of thing. And definitely the people who have attended this conference must have experienced their must have seen different present technology that are on the present field. So what I want to say that this is an exceptional platform where the researchers have discussed so many solutions for present problems, and I hope in the future also we'll get the support from all, and definitely we will see some more success also in future conferences. At the same time, I extend my thanks to all the presenters in this conference, all the stalwarts from the industries, those who have joined today for the for this conference, and I wish that all of them should keep in touch with us so that so that we can do some interdisciplinary kind of work with the cooperation of different industries and educational institute also. I extend my thanks to all those who have involved in this, With these words, I conclude here. Thank you, Tanvi.
Okay, okay. Thank you. Thank you so much, sir. Now, I would like to request Mr. Jeet Chakraborty, convener ICSTSD 2021, to deliver vote of thanks and conclude this conference. Please, sir.
Thank you so much. Am I audible?
Yeah, you are audible.
Well, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. It's my proud privilege to be the joint convener of this international conference on smart technologies for sustainable development, ICSTSD2021, which is held within 28th to 29th of October at JS College of Engineering. I take this opportunity to acknowledge and thank all the participants, presenters, and authors who have contributed their valuable research work in this conference. We are grateful to the Journal of Physics for extending their hands with us regarding the publication of the papers of this conference in their journal. We owe sincere thanks to our Honorable MD Sir, Sardar Taranjit Singh, and GIS Group for blessing us and supporting us in the journey of this conference, ICSTSD 2021. We are thankful to our respected Principal Sir, Professor Dr. Partho Sarkar, and our respected Registrar Ma'am, Dr. Sheila Singh Ghosh, for mentoring and guiding us in the journey of this conference. We thank Padma Shri, Professor Dr. Ajay Kumar Ray Sir, from the core of our heart, for being our guide and for enlightening us with his words in almost midnight from United States of America. We thank all the distinguished guests and speakers across the globe who has contributed in this conference, especially to Professor Katrina Pinto Moira from Queensland University of Technology, Australia, Dr. Nodliza Mohammad Noor, UTM Kuala Lumpur campus, Malaysia, Professor Bhavatos Chandra from Indian Statistical Institute, India, Dr. Sirar Karbas from Karamanglu Mihat Bey University, Turkey, Dr. Ongshuman Sarkar from Kalyani Government Engineering College, India, Dr. Nilanjan De, GIS University, Kolkata, India, Professor Alexei Nazarov from HSC University, Russia, and Professor P.C.K. Rao, Professor and Director, Academics, Conquest Ireland Limited, Ireland, for sharing their valuable time and enriching us in the conference ICSD 2021. We are thankful to Mr. Conan Chatterjee, Mr. Araful Islam Mondal, Mr. Shomik Basu, and Mr. Rajendra Raut for sparing their busy time schedule and be a panelist in the industry panel of the conference. We are grateful to all the session chairs and session moderators for their presence and their patience evaluating all papers that are presented in this conference. We are extremely thankful to Dr. Shobhoshachi Sen, Dean R&D, and Dr. Papun Bishwas, Dean Innovative Learnings of JS College of Engineering, for helping us in every moment by guiding us in everything associated with this conference. We owe thanks to Mr. Tanmoy Dotto, Ms. Momita Pal, Ms. Ananya Burman, and Ms. Adrija Guho for anchoring this conference, and to Dr. Trina Dotto for anchoring the industry panel session of this conference. We are thankful to all the members of the organizing committee, especially to Ms. Suparna Dasgupta, Mr. Shubhendu Banerjee, Mr. Prashanjit Mondal, and Ms. Kavya Jaiswal, along with the members of the administrative block of JIC, Accounts JIC, Udoyda, Mithunda, and Bikramda for their effort and help in organizing the conference. Last but not least, I would like to thank Dr. Indranath Sarkar, Joint Convener, ICSD 2021, for being a great partner in this journey of the conference. Thanks to all of you for participating wholeheartedly and for helping us in all the respects in this conference. We will meet again with a new conference as already stated by Dr. Shobhoshachi Sen. Till then, have a nice day, have a nice evening. Thank you so much. Stay safe, everyone. Thanks to all of you. So we are officially closing International Conference on Smart Technologies for Sustainable Development.